Jeff, people are going to be counting on you, mate. All right. Coaches do not want to lose, sounds like. All right, guys. So before I start, like I said, we have a couple minutes. I want to make sure you guys check out that names because I'm not able to watch the show, the videos today because of the copyrights, probably, I'm guessing. So I want you guys to watch Franco Baresi and Paolo Maldini is outstanding. You can search them both together or separate. Timing tackles, one-on-one standing up tackles, defending, cutting balls, intercepting. Those are the best defensive players you can watch in the world of soccer when it comes to all those subjects. And as well as Pirlo, Iniesta, and Snyder. I think those are the ones that we've been working on, some backspin balls, backspin passes. I showed you guys last week. You can watch the videos in YouTube too. Backspin passes are critical for your soccer game. Why? Because you can clear it over defense, but it's not going to go all the way out or all the way to goalie because it's going to slow down. You just need to hit it hard enough to go clear over defense, but it's going to slow down once it lands, right? So it's a critical ball to learn. And I show you guys in there, in last week's video, we go over it slow motion as well, how to do that pass. So I want you guys to watch those guys, Pirlo, Iniesta, Snyder, with some of those passes, especially Pirlo is probably the best backspin passer in the planet. With the lefty, probably Georgie Haji in my time. Those guys are really awesome to watch with those things. So, okay, I'm restarting now, guys. Couple things. I just want to make sure that you guys are aware. One, obviously, we're waiting for stage 2. We're about to get into stage 2. So I'm excited for that. The stage 2 means that we can train small group trainings like private lessons. I think it's going to be doing amazing with that. We're going to be meeting in some different areas, probably on grass, to challenge our skills as well. Coaches, me, we're going to have some sign-up sheets as well. So we're going to have 5 groups, and the coaches will be wearing masks. They have to. And we are going to be watching the social distancing. We want the players, once we start training, we want players to arrive at masks. But once they get to the field, when they get into their groups, they can take out their masks. We will be sending you guys a form to sign as well, that you understand that it's under your responsibility. I want to make sure that also you guys are letting us know if anybody in your family or you are not feeling well. We need to keep us updated about that. So we want to make sure that you guys are very honest and upfront about that as well. And we're excited to come back, guys. And then stage 3, we're going to be able to do some team trainings, and then stage 4, final stage, we're going to be able to go back to full training sessions with everybody there, and also the games are starting. I just want to make sure that you guys are aware. You need to register to be able to get into the leagues this summer, and we will be starting the leagues. We'll start it like mid-July. The summer league, and then the fall league is going to start. If you don't register, you're not going to be able to play in those. We need to get you guys registered right away. Another news, you guys might have heard also, the last 2 months of payments are being canceled, so it's just going to be 8-month payment plan, but we're still going to be training throughout the year and playing throughout the year, but it went down. So I want to make sure that you guys are ready for that. Like I said, it's the most important thing. If you're not registered, you can't go to any of our videos after we open up everything. Everything is going to be private. So, and then from now on, the video live training and video training will be just for Gala players and registered players, just to let you guys know. All right, I'm going to answer some questions. Let's see. There is a question. First question, we're going to be going from Madison from the 06-07 team. If our teammates pass the ball to the center and we are being pressured by the other team, what should a wing do to help? Okay, that's a great question. And we kind of covered it in some of the sessions, but I like the specific part of the question. So we're going to visualize this. Okay, let's see this player here. We're seeing that this player is outside mid, let's just say. So pressure is coming high. There is a lot of pressure. You don't really see a lot of options. They're coming in hard. So a couple things. One, she asked specifically if the player should be going wide. That will help, definitely. But in this case, if there's a player on the way, and I'll draw this area right here, there's a player on the way that can step to this ball anywhere around here, right? So we want to make sure we keep this ball away from that area, which will be around here probably. So the player need to be moving back and wide. Now it makes them like step, and it gives a lot of space on the width, and we are actually spreading them out at this point. So he's going to go here, he's going to be coming here. Now we're spreading them out. So that's going to allow a lot of through balls opportunities. 1, 2, right here, and the player is going to step. This player is going to step. That could be a through ball, diagonal run here, 1 through ball right here, and then with a nice backspin especially, and you score a goal. So it's a good question. So the answer to this is pretty much go wide and as wide as possible and back up to show yourself. If there is no player here, the pressure is coming from there, that player in here is okay. Do you understand the idea? So if he gets the ball here wide, then they have the space and time. So going wide will be enough if there is no pressure on the way. I hope that answers your question. I will go back to the next question, but I'm going to go back stopping this. So seeing if there is anything, any comments from you guys with this. Okay. Sounds good. Another question that we have, leaders of Gala, there is I think it's the girls leaders chat. There's another question from one of the girls. I wanted to address that before I move on to the next one. Let's see. Another question that came to me before. I'm going to share this again with you guys. Hold on. People are saying some of their connections are not very good. All right. So I'm going to share this again. I'm going to show you guys something else. So one of the questions came, so you are under pressure and you are really far from the goal, okay, this far from the goal, and you're under pressure. What type of pass do we give back to, I think that's from Kylie, what type of pass do we give back to the goalie if you're high under pressure and you're this far from the goal? Or do you wait for other people to open up for you? I definitely suggest, if you have high pressure coming from behind you and you're facing your own goal, especially like this, you could wait for this, but you also don't know what's coming from here when you're facing your own goal. So I would suggest drop it back to keeper away from goal. So don't pass it where the goalie is. A weird bounce, something could happen, and the pressure could come from your blind spot and could steal the ball from the player. So it's always good the widest you see, not this way because you don't know what's coming from there, right? Drop it back to here away from the goal, and the goalie is going to have now wide space. He can control the ball and wait for everybody to spread out, or they can clear the ball one time, to the player. Does that make sense? The moment if he controls the ball, you want to give them as much options as possible because the pressure is going to be coming. So you want to make sure that the wide option always the best choice in that case. That's another question that came. What do we do? Do we kick it to the center? I would say if you just got to drop back from that far and the whole team is pushing up, just like what we do in the corner, right? Same kind of idea. The corners, when we pushing back, coming back, you want to make sure that you try to find the wide player. And going over sometimes a good idea, but if you're going to kick it, don't kick it back long ball to the center. Kick it wide, and you could be able to start an attack. Okay, so you want to make sure that you can do that. But most of the time, if you control the ball and you see a wide option, why not pass it wide this way? And he could start an attack, making a diagonal run here. A good in-spin ball could be one-on-one with the keeper from here, and he can actually get up. So the keeper, look for a wide option first always when you're under pressure and ball is coming to you. Going back to the center, there is in Champions League soccer even, people made a lot of mistakes and they actually lost Champions League finals with that. We want to make sure that you guys are not, challenging the keeper in a wrong way because you don't know what type of ball is going to come and you don't know what type of people are going to be coming from the blind spot. All right. I want to make sure you guys can ask some questions now. Please bring me, those are some of the only questions. I have one or two more. I'll check it right now. But please start coming up with some questions. Yeah, definitely. What Jeff said there. Pass to the keeper needs to be wide so it doesn't accidentally go in the goal, but there's other reasons too. Goalie has a better view if he receives the ball wide and the players spread out more that way, and it's definitely going to be a better choice for you. One of the other questions came to me. So, Daji, like, how do you motivate yourself when you just like really down because you can't train anymore? You're not able to go out there and play with your friends, and how do you find yourself and get in shape again? And honestly, guys, it's really, really tough. And one of our coaches, Kim, was the one that actually started motivating me because I'm also like standing home and not training with you guys, also not going to gym anymore. So Kim, every morning she was posting some like videos on the bike and stuff. So I'm doing the same thing now. So it's just self-motivation. So it's, how do you find self-motivation? You just visualize yourself. When you go back to training, how do you want to look? Do you want to look one of the most out of shape players? When we did our first German, do you want to be in the back, not able to breathe? Or do you want to look ready to go so the coach is ready to put you into the game? Because that's the bottom line. If you don't look ready, you're going to be struggling. So you want to make sure that we are ready for the challenge. The challenge is, are we ready to go back to the field and play a 90-minute game? For some of you guys, 60-minute game. For some of you guys, 80-minute game, right? So those are how you see yourself. I want you guys to visualize yourself. How do you want to come back? Okay? Because I'm telling you, if you haven't touched a soccer ball, if you haven't worked out, it's not going to be easy. Even though some of you guys have the minds, nothing is going to happen to me, you're going to struggle. Okay? You want to make sure that we are smart about that. Number two, how are you eating? Because if you want to come back better than ever, right? Eating fast food, eating saucy foods like a lot of sauces inside, like you're eating spaghetti but lots of marinara sauce. Well, that's not going to help you. A lot of soda, that's not going to help you. Sugar, candy, that's not going to help you. You want to like start living like an athlete now that we're going to be coming back soon, right? And honestly, guys, I want to give you Rafa, if you're watching. Rafa the other day came to me and he told me, Daji, you used to tell me that I'm missing a lot of trainings. I'm not taking myself seriously. I'm not doing the right diet. I'm not doing this and that. And I didn't take it seriously back then. And now, I see it. I see it, he says. And I see that I could have been a much better player if I showed up to practice and train and do the things that you've been showing us. And I would have been a much better player and I would have been playing a better college team. And I agree. So, like I just want you guys to visualize yourself. In 4 or 5 years, do you want to look back and say, I should have done a better job? I should have taken it more serious. I would have been a great soccer player if I did these. Or, or you look back and say, I did all the right things and now I'm playing Division One soccer. I'm playing professional soccer. I'm playing semi-professional soccer. I'm playing community college. Whatever your goal was, and you're achieving it now because you actually did what is supposed to be done. Okay, I think you just need to start visualizing yourself and look at future. Past is past. It's gone. It's dust now. But look at your future. Look what is about to come. Those are very, very important. I hope you guys can hear me and understand that. And let's see, for goalies, when a goalie collects the ball, we are back in offense. Where is my goalie looking? Forward, mids, inside, wide? Do we have set plays from this position? Yes, we do. So they collect the ball. Let's just say they collect the ball in here, just like what I said to them, Joe. Wide options, right? But if the player sees this player is making a diagonal run, why not a drop kick back to space right here? But you want to go, you want to go wide to a point. Even this wide is fine, but you don't want to kick it straight because this is where the defender, the center backs are, and the goalie is in the center. So any ball, long ball, especially tough long ball to the center, is a little bit easier for defense and goalie to deal with than wide balls, right? And this is a good ball if he's making a diagonal run here in the blind spot of the defender. That's a good ball. This is a good ball because this is also giving enough time to the player to show up on the wide area, the forward, and he can actually be on side. Do you see how I'm running? I'm not running. Alex, I'm sorry. But he's learning it now, so he's not going to do that anymore. So he just makes a run like this and goes in with a diagonal ball, and he's still one-on-one with the keeper with a good option. So, yeah, to answer that, like I said, the best option is looking at wide first. Another question that came to me before, I can kind of add to Joe's question. When this player looking back and drops the ball, I don't want you guys to try to go back to the same side. So, because if this player is so desperate, he needs to drop the ball that way, that means there is no option in here. So why would you bring it back to here? So goalie gets the ball. I would pass it wide again. It comes out, touches it this way, and he tries to open the game. I'm guessing that if that area is closed, there's more opening this way. So he's going to pass it wide. So one of the players outside mid or outside back can go wide and receive the ball right here, and we can start the attack again. But it's critical that you understand if the ball comes from defense back to the keeper from width and that deep to defense, you don't want to send this ball back. Now, a question could come. What if I have a fast forward running at me? Then you just cannot risk to touch it this way. You just got to clear it wide and high as quick as you can. I hope that answers you guys' question. Oh, I wasn't sharing the screen. Oh, man. Well, that sucks. All right, let's see. So what I was talking about is here, goalie. So most of the time, like I said, right here, the defender offside mid needs to show up right here. So we're going to go either here or a diagonal run. If you see this diagonal run wide in here, don't kick it back to the center because it's easier for goalie and defenders to defend. And the other one I was talking about, if the pressure is on him and he is dropping it back to the keeper, it's best idea to go opposite side because there's a reason the player is dropping it back here, right? So go to the opposite side. And then the one more thing I was talking about, I'm repeating this real quick again. If the pressure is coming though, a fast forward running, when the pass comes back to you, get under the ball as high as you can and kick it wide one time. Because you don't want to risk to go to the other side if the pressure is this close. All right, hopefully you guys saw that this time. I'm going to go back there. It's really hard to do this. I'm going to get used to it. Sorry. So you guys are clear about that, right? All right, I'm going to look at somebody else asked a question right here. I like that. Kim, Coach Kim is saying your struggle, your push through is like this is your mountain. Imagine the view when you get to the top of the mountain. You will have the different perspective every step on the way up to the mountain, but at the top you can look down on your accomplishments and you all have the power. I believe in you all, she says. So I love that. So, but you need to look up first, right? I think that's what she's trying to say. That's what I'm gathering from this. I always need to look up and look forward to be able to have a goal to get to somewhere. Otherwise, it's not hard to motivate yourselves. Okay, I'm expecting more questions. You want to see the mistake Alex makes. Okay. Sorry, Alex Pollo. Hey, Isaac, we're not picking on you. We're picking up Alex today a little bit, huh? That's good. So, this long ball, let's just say we showed up, but we see this guy making a diagonal run. So, forward, he sees the forward making a diagonal run from here in the blind spot, right? So, blind spot run. So, he kicks the ball to open space. So most of the time, Alex sees the goalie kicking it, he just goes straight in and he's offside like 47 times a game, right? So if you go sneaking in here and the ball comes, the moment ball is kicked, even up all the way up here, if you're making the right movement and ball is kicked, at this point you're on site, and it just takes a bad AR and referee to stop you, but you are doing everything right at that point, okay? All right, hopefully you guys saw that. Always let me know you saw that. All right, so I get so many messages. You need to switch the screen. I wasn't able to look at my phone at the time. Sorry, guys, but thanks for warning me. I appreciate that. All right, let's see Jason's question. He says that, I remember a game we played against Dragons. They played a 4-4-2, used their wing backs a lot to get in the crosses, almost like two outside mids against our one. What's your team counter to that type of attack? That's a good question. We addressed it before, Jason, but I will share it again. And I think that's one of the coaches' clinics too, by the way. So let's go back to here. We have the three defender system. We have the outside backs, forwards, outside forwards, right? The center mids. And by the way, if you're playing with a 3-5-2, attacking mid and two forwards close to each other, right? So now look at the other team. An outside mid, outside back, okay, center mid, and outside mid, and two forwards. Usually that's what everybody and their dogs in Washington play, 4-4-2. So when they're coming in here and we're defending the side, and they can easily do triangles if they're coming in like pairs. If this guy comes and he makes a diagonal run here, and he's defending this side, and that allows the player to dribble in this way too. So 1 against 2, even 3 right here, he can drop it back to this player, and then he can do a diagonal, like the diagonal pass, the through ball pass to the player, and they can create a lot of triangles, and that could be very dangerous for you guys. So how do you defend this, right? So when we see that, coaches need to recognize that right away. But if they don't, you need to understand outside back needs to be deeper and wider a little bit, and he slides to do a drop. And outside, one of the center mids, we always assign a center mid right or left side. So one of the center mids comes back. So if a situation like this happens, this guy is defending and this guy is making a run, the center mid should be going first. So we can keep the outside back. So when the ball comes like this, he's going to be stealing the ball from this player while this guy is recovering right away, right? So we want to make sure we triple that area too. So how do we triple that area? Again, they're coming. We know that they're very active. Outside back always goes like this and gives an option to the player. And they have a center mid right here. There's a forward up there. So you do an outside mid and center mid sliding in here. Do you see the same line? And this guy is kind of sliding in to that area. Do you understand? Now we have a triangle. Now, what if this player drops the ball to this player? Now I'm talking the outside mid. If you step, this makes it very easy for them to go around you and catch us off guard. And your parents are going to be yelling at you, step, what are you doing? He dropped the ball, step, right? So here's what we're supposed to do. So if this player drops the ball to this player and he's making a run, right? You go with him and you let this player step. And this player is going to slide and outside mid is going to come in, and we're going to be creating pressure cover situations there. Because this is going to be making sure that we are in good position every single time. Do you understand? I'll leave the outside. Okay. Do you understand the idea? This is our shape. But outside mid, if the ball goes to somebody else, and let's review that one more time. What if the player here, you're defending, because you have nobody behind you, so you can step to this guy, right? He passed to the center, and there's nobody here. Do you attack to the guy in the center? No. You still run back. You need to make sure that other people be stepping to this guy, because we do not want this guy, your guy, to be open. Does that make sense? So let's go back to the chat. Ajit, I agree. Never listen to the yelling parents unless they're supporting you, right? But if it comes to tactical stuff, you got to listen to your coaches. All right. So looks like Mariana, are there any specific moments when the three defenders will not move altogether? Yes, there is a specific thing that could happen, but most of the time they have to work together. They have to slide together. So if the ball is went up there, and we don't even worry about these guys are going to pressure, right? But your movement, you need to slide this way. This guy is going to be a little bit sliding this way, that. So it's always going to be, if it's here, we got to go more compact, right? If he was here, you're going to need to be more compact. Ball goes wide, you need to slide, but look at that. They're never leaving the center. Do you see that? Because the ball is closer, we went a little bit inside the box, but if the ball is up there, we want to be outside the box. This guy can be a little bit deep, but we want to be outside the box. Do you see that? So the only time that I would say, that's a really good question, by the way, Mariana, well done. Guys are getting beat by girls' questions, so I'm giving, before we start the trivia, I'm giving the girls 2 points to start with, unless we get some good questions from guys. Okay, I'm going to be pushing these. Actually, let's go over a set play. We're going to be taking a corner kick, right? And we set up the concussion, one of our set play, okay? And the other team is, of course, defending and defending. They are going to be leaving a couple players, let's just say, outside. But right now, they're going to be defending one of them inside the post, right? So this is the time that you kind of move different when the attack, and this doesn't have to be a corner. I'm hoping that I'm sharing this, by the way. Am I sharing this? Okay, now I'm going to be sharing it. I'm not showing anything yet, so don't worry about it. You haven't lost anything. So now I set up corner kick. So usually we are all working together, right? But we can't be in a corner kick, or when the attack is all the way to this side, you cannot be leaving a big gap in here. A good number 9, false 9, or a number 10, or an outside wing back is going to use this space right here. So how are you going to do, this is the only time you separate, one guy who's maybe not the fastest, usually a good skill guy who can put the ball back in, goes in the middle. Even there is a player in here, you still go to the middle. You can slide a little bit like this, if this is the case, or if the ball is here, you can slide a little bit like that. But we want to make sure we are more central. Now, when you're in this gap, the first place they're going to clear in this area, so you can get the ball, and you want to get under the ball and put it in back post. If you get it from here, if you get it from there, you're going to make a long, high ball in the back post. Why? Because when everybody's pushing up, okay, everyone is pushing up when the ball is cleared. Let's just say goalie saved it and kicked it out. Everybody's pushing up, full speed, right? Everybody's pushing up. This is when you can catch the defense off guard, when they're pushing up. High ball to back post. Same thing from here, high ball to back post. And some of the people, why don't you do a quick short pass to this? There is an army coming behind this guy. You know how many times we cause counter attacks because we want to give a cute pass to this guy? The high ball to back post is an immediate chance to score a goal. And our players, our forwards and midfielders should be aware, when the ball goes to this gap, we're going to do a long high ball to back post right away to get another opportunity. That's our rebound for a corner. Does that make sense? I'm going to go back to you guys. Oh, it's okay. That one was okay because I was just setting up stuff, so you didn't miss anything, guys. You did not miss anything. But did you see when I explained it? That's the most important. This one is hard. The other way is a lot easier, but I wanted to try the Facebook way so you guys can see me as well. Okay, thanks, Mariana. I want more questions now. I'm expecting more questions before we go into some trivia. Please, couple more questions. Girls are starting the trivia with 2 extra points before we start. Remember, for these questions, no Google. I'm just trusting your honesty. All right, a question came. Could you repeat for different positions for our tactic, the players we need to look up to and search their names? So For goalie, we want you guys to watch Neuer, plays for Bayern. If somebody can write down the names up there in the chat. And then probably Muslera from Uruguay. He plays for Galatasaray. Amazing his feet, long balls. Victor Valdez. That was the only good thing about it. His goalie skills, I think, in my opinion. I don't want to be mean, but he's amazing with his feet, but not necessarily his shot saving ability. And I would say, those are probably your top choices for keepers. Right back, left back. Ideal one for me is Philip Lahm. If somebody can write down Philip Lahm, uh, Lahm, that's ideal for an outside mid for us because it's a defensive and he's attacking. So some people asked before Marcelo from Real Madrid. I don't want to get scored on 75 goals from my left wing, so I don't want Marcelo type. But we might be scoring more goals because of Marcelo for sure. But defense comes first if you want to win championships, and I have some of those. And then I can guarantee you, 99% of these is because we could defend first. And also the center backs, Franco Baresi, I said today, and Paolo Maldini are perfect examples for the way that we play. You can search their names. And outside mids, we said outside attacking mids, obviously Cristiano Ronaldo, obviously Messi, Gareth Bale. Those are Arjen Robben. Those are good choices for you guys to watch. But ideally, I would definitely say, like for our system, a guy who can run more and like do a little bit more defensive work here and there too. At one point, Iniesta, Xavi, when they played outside, that could be good. Gareth Bale is definitely a good pick for that. And then forwards, obviously the ideal center forward is a target forward. That could be Drogba type of player. That could be Poacher type of player. I would say Aguero is good from Manchester City, the old Aguero, not now. I would say Lewandowski is the best option for our system. Lewandowski moves off the ball. Absolutely an incredible player to watch. If you guys want to play center forward, watch him play. I am begging you. Lewandowski is the one. And outside forwards, like we talked about, Arjen Robben, of course, you can really look into that when you want to be dribbling towards the center. You really need to pay attention to him dribbling towards the center instead of always using the wide. So let's see. We got a couple questions coming in. That's a that's a really good question. Oh my God, this girl Mariana is very smart. Where do strikers line up defensively for our corners? So depends, Mariana. If the forward is very good at headers, like it's a target forward, and we want them inside the box, right? But most of the time, we want our forwards for a counter attack. So one of them, the center forward up there in the 50-yard line, and one forward wide for a counter attack option, and the one of the other forwards can come back outside the box to defend that. Okay, but most of the time it depends on the header and on air capabilities. Lewandowski is not spelled like that. Somebody find the correct spelling for that one. But we want to make sure that we know what type of capabilities of that forward has. But like I said, most of the time we keep one in the center, one wide, so we can get the ball and get out to counterattack right away. Yes, there are. I think Mariana was asking about defensive corners. But yes, attacking corners, we definitely have some of those set plays, and we're going to be putting all the set plays in our website. I have a question, Nick. I will get to your question. I have a question from Jeff. Should goalies have as good of a foot skills as any other field player? Yes. In modern soccer, we want to involve, we want to be able to pass the ball back to our keeper. That allows us to play with 11. Guess what? Especially in Washington State, they don't use keepers. When you watch professional soccer, they watch keepers all the time. All the time. Allowing 11 players to be able to possess the ball and pass the ball makes a huge difference and give it like a relaxation and uh, like keep your stamina a little bit longer if your keeper is one of the people you can drop the ball to and he can open the passing and stuff. Less work for you. So yes, I want keepers to have good foot skills. And if you realize, if when we do team trainings, some of you guys are new. When we do team trainings, I want my goalies to do some of the skill training. People are looking outside. They're like, why is the goalie doing that? Because we want them to get good with their feet. Okay? Great question, Jeff. Nick is asking, as a supporting midfield player, where is the best position during the attacking corner? Nick, that's a little bit illogical because we have set plays. We're not just like most of the clubs in Washington. Let's just go in there and do a header. Let's just cross it as hard as you can. We actually have set plays. Every player has a job, right? So they just share their job. So we have numbers for the runs, for example. Like, for example, concussion, we have numbers. So we have 1, 2, 3 runs from the back post to front post, and 1, 2, 3 runs from front post to back post. So they all go somewhere, and they should, once they learn the set plays, they're going to be figuring it out. I can't assign a specific position to do that because, like I said, maybe I assign the forward to go to back post because I'm assuming he will be good at headers, but maybe my outside mid has better headers than that. So I'm going to assign that guy to go to back post. Does that make sense? So it depends. But like I said, we're going to be going over set plays once we come back, but I'm going to be posting more set play videos, and some of them are already in our website. Please check it out. Is there any other questions before we go into trivia? Let me see. I liked some of the questions though, guys. Did I miss any of them? Okay, I'm checking if there's more questions. Nope. Okay. Are we ready? Remember your answers now. Girls, you need to post your answers to um, uh, your chat, either the all 6 or 7 girls or all 5 girls. Any other boys, if you want to answer, you need to post it in your messenger group, in your team messenger group. Same with the pro guys and same with the coaches. Okay? All right. First question. I'm going to ask 4 questions, and I want you guys to send me all the answers, and you need to finalize it after discussing with each other in your chats too. And I want a team captain. For coaches, let's just say Jeff is the team captain. And for the girls, either Kylie or Maddie Smith. For the pro boys, let's just say Jason. And for the 03 and down, any of the captains for those ages. Okay? So 4 questions. Number 1. What is the top 2 ideal D-mids? We talked about it before. One of the big names. One of them I talked about it today. One of the top 2. Each will get a point. One of the top 2 D-mids that will work for our system, not your choice. We talked about this before in one of the sessions. That's number 1. No Googling, remember, because there are some questions you can Google and find out. Number 2, because of the COVID-19, the professional leagues in Europe are starting, and German league started already. How many substitutions are they able to do in a professional game now during COVID-19? How many substitutions? Number 3, when a goalie gets a drop ball back to the keep, where is the first place goalie should be looking at? The 2 first places the goalie should be looking at. And the last one is who won the 98 World Cup? I'm giving you 1 minute to finalize your answers and send it to me in chats. Girls are ahead right now, 2 points. And let's see what you guys got. I am only asking the D-Mits, guys. The D-Mits. I don't know what you're doing right now. I'm getting the white player answers. 2 D-Mits. Ideal D-Mits. Top 2 ideal D-Mits we talked about. Remember, we talked about ideal D-Mits for our system and tactic, and I gave you specific names before. I'm so glad you guys haven't been watching it. They're giving me a substitution of France national team. I don't think that's my ideal D-Mid, guys. The number 1, 2 choices I gave. So the younger boys gets 3 points from different chats that I gathered. Girls, I'm going to give you the answers in a bit. Girls got 3 right answers. They're up to 5 points now. The pro boys got 4 points now. And the coaches got 5 points straight. Here are the answers, guys. Pirlo and Kante. Pirlo and Gattuso combination is my favorite, I said, because one muscle, but the best 2 examples of an ideal D-Mid, obviously, is Kante and Pirlo. I said it before. And some of you guys gave me some weird names. By the way, Malouda is not a defensive mid. Some weird answers, guys. All right, and also some other wingers too. Weird answers. Pro team definitely did not do well with that one. Five substitutions are allowed now in Europe. So because the players are out of shape, they want to make sure that they are not going to be having any health issues. So they are 5. And the goalie looks at wide drop and wide forward. And those are the answers for that. And France won the World Cup. First time the World Cup was played in France. And the first time France actually won the World Cup was 98 World Cup. Amazing performance by Zinedine Zidane. And one of the first things happened in that tournament, France won the World Cup without actually playing with a forward. They played a 4-6-0 pretty much. So they did not have a forward, a center forward or any kind of forward. They played with so many midfielders, just like Spain won the World Cup without a forward as well. That's an interesting fact. Good job, though. Right now, the totals, girls and coaches are tied 5-5. Younger boys are 3 points, and pro boys are 4 points. I will be asking 4 more before we're done. And remember, your team captain, I want you guys, the team captain, to send me the answers. For the younger boys, I will take any answers from any of the groups. All right, number 1. We're going to be asking number 1. I hope everybody is ready. I see some comments there. Coaches are celebrating. All right, number 1. Who did we say the ideal outside forward that is good at dribbling towards the center instead of always using wide? Number 2, who won the last Champions League? Number 3, who won the most Champions Leagues? And number 4, when you are under pressure, do you wait for outside midfields to come back when you're facing your own goal as a defender, or do you drop it back to the keeper? Do you wait for options so you can possess? You're facing your own goal and go from there. All right. So go ahead, guys. Answer all of them. Yes, ideal outside forward or outside mid that is good at dribbling towards center. I talked about this. Hopefully, you guys remember. I'm getting a lot of interaction, which is good. The Gala Pro players got all 4 points, all of them. Girls got 3 points. The coaches also got 4 points. Let's see the younger boys. Younger boys got 3 points. And 0607 boys is the most involved. Lionel Messi, by the way, is definitely one of the best. But Arjen Robben made a name for himself with his style of not going wide and always try to have shots going towards. All right. Sorry, I lost you guys. The totals are coaches got 9 points, girls got 8 points, pro boys got 8 points, and 03 and down boys are 6 points. So tonight's winner is coaches. I don't know when I lost you. Were you guys able to hear me about the answers? Number one was Arjen Robben, Liverpool, Real Madrid, and drop it back to keeper. Wide, drop it back to keeper. All right, guys. I hope you heard that. Thanks for playing tonight. I appreciate it. We definitely gonna use the computer version of the Facebook anymore. I'll just do the old way because this was really lagging, I think, and we had problems and it just froze and it kicked you guys out, whatever happened. So we will definitely use my phone again, even though I felt like this could be a better thing. But I hope you enjoyed the trivia part of it. Well done to the coaches tonight, but girls and pro boys definitely were 1 point behind, and the younger boys wasn't that far behind. Thanks again, guys. I appreciate you guys. Have a good night.